Welcome back to day 2 of Powerful Posing Bootcamp. I'm glad that you joined me today. And if you missed day 1, you can catch it on the replay page. But I want you to know that the replays, they're up for a limited amount of time and they're going to be available for you for the next week. And I also want to remind everyone that I have prizes that I'm giving away. If you answer a question at the end of this episode, you'll win a $500 scholarship to use towards my January 2022 course. Okay, so we're just gonna dive in. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. If you're not directing your clients with intention, you're not creating impactful work. And most photographers wait for that perfect moment, that fleeting second where a client gives something close to a genuine expression, but that actually might be the worst thing we could be doing in our sessions. It's okay though, we're not taught how to direct our subjects. That's the blind spot we all have. We're only taught how to capture them. So it's easy to understand why we keep chasing these moments. But if you're waiting for the perfect moment and it's the only way to capture genuine emotion, then how do actors and models, performers, how do they embody emotions right before our eyes? You know what I'm talking about, those gorgeous emotive states that literally stop you in your tracks and like take your breath away. The things that are captured in beautiful photos and in film. So if you keep waiting for those perfect moments where everything just lines up perfectly and you get that heartfelt, authentic emotion from your subject, then you're always going to be limiting your space for creativity and not telling your client's authentic story. You'll never really be capturing true connection and powerful emotive images with your subject, and you're gonna always be waiting. You're not gonna be creating the type of images that are gonna propel you to the next level in our beautiful and intricate medium. But you know, there's actually a way we can actually curate these moments and actually create genuine emotion from even the toughest of clients, I promise. In order to do that though, we need to understand 3 big things. 1, what are we doing right now that's actually holding us back? We need to understand that. And 2, we need to know and understand how to harness the proven science of body language. And 3, maybe most importantly, we must know what emotions look like in our work to produce next level art. And we're actually going to be covering all of that today. But first, I want to recap yesterday real quick like. We learned that 1, categorical thinking and posing is one of the many tools that you can use to set yourself free and be the artist that you've always wanted to be. And 2, we learned many of you struggle with posing and are looking for quick fixes to solve this problem. Next up, oftentimes the problem of posing leaves us feeling really unsure and inadequate. None of us want to be there. And with this tool and a small part of my methodology, we can break this cycle and step into our true artistic vision by working with intention. And the next step, when we understand categorical thinking and how to free our minds, we can begin to create posing in abundance, working from a clear and creative place, free from all of that mental chaos. And that using the foundations we learned on day 1 isn't a quick fix, but it's moreover an element in a true solution that allows you to move forward on your journey of realizing your full potential as an artist. I wholeheartedly believe in community over competition. And in the spirit of that, I'd like to thank Elena Marr of the Boo DIY Uncensored community, who's one of my friends and also one of our amazing sponsors for this boot camp. And if you've ever wanted a place to share your work without the Facebook bots coming after you, or you want the ability to access amazing lighting, styling, and editing tutorials tailored to the boudoir genre specifically, then Boo DIY Uncensored is totally for you. I mean, besides monthly tutorials and forum, members also enjoy exclusive discounts and perks, contests, and a lot more. So you should go and check out boodiy.com for more great content. And thanks again to Boo DIY for sponsoring this bootcamp and allowing me to bring you some really awesome free education. Go check it out. You know, the reason I'm so passionate about bringing this new information to photographers is because, well, I had a pretty special mom. Now I know everyone thinks their mom's special, and I hope your mom is super special. And most of them are, but mine, she was a little extra special in some ways. She had an emotional astuteness like nothing I've ever experienced before. She moves through the world kind of like an exposed nerve, knowing and feeling and understanding the world around her fully. And it's crazy, you know, I would go to her and I wouldn't even have to say words to her. And she would always know exactly what was going on with me, where I was emotionally, and what it was that I needed. And naively, I thought that's how all moms were. I guess I sort of thought that's how all people were. And it wasn't until I was really out in the world that I realized how incredibly amazing she was, and that there are a lot of people out there who don't have someone like my mom to come to fall into, to catch them, to articulate their feelings to, that understands them and loves them. And somehow I was blessed, and she passed that gift on to me. And I was able to turn my own understanding of humanity and the gift that I have into a method that I've watched transform people's lives over and over again. And as a photographer, it really carried over into my studio and my work. It was just really natural for me to be able to create deep connections with my clients where they felt safe, and I could elicit true emotion and authenticity, and I could show them how beautifully I saw them and how beautifully the world saw them. And it was just amazing. And then once I started teaching my method to photographers, I saw that I could have a reach that was like totally magnified. I could not only change the lives of my clients, but I could change the lives of the photographers who I worked with. And in turn, they would make a huge impact on everyone that they worked with. And this just magnified my ability to make a beautiful change in the world, like exponentially. And to be perfectly honest with you, I was a little afraid of it at first. I was scared of the idea of teaching at the beginning. And I shared my fear with my mom, and she did what she always did, and she held me up. And she rooted me in my purpose so deeply. As we were discussing all of my fears and my concerns, she basically, like, no fuss, no muss, told me just, Nisi, you have to do this. You have to find a way to make a beautiful impact in the world. And this is it. It's what you're meant to do, darling. I miss her so much. She always held me up. And we should all be so lucky. And now that she's gone, I'm even more on fire about my passion, about my mission, because I can take this gift that she gave me and I can keep her legacy alive. And this is how I honor her. This is how I honor the gift of empathy, love, and emotional astuteness that she passed to me. And sorry guys, just a second. I apologize, everyone. She really was amazing, and I really am lucky. Sometimes it's a little hard. But her inner beauty, back to her emotional astuteness and her bravery and her ability to be so incredibly vulnerable, are a huge part of my why today and my drive to do this, because I like her, I want to make the world a more beautiful place, and I want to hold others up because we all deserve that. And I need to keep her legacy alive. I want to create more meaningful and impactful connections, and I want to help people create work that actually makes a difference. So I've created a methodology that's allowed me to teach other photographers to be consistently brilliant artists by working with intention and telling the most poignant and intricate aspects of their clients' inner stories and beauty. And it's in large part because of my mom, and I will be forever grateful to her for that. And I want to teach you how, because to me, there is nothing, and I mean nothing, more beautiful than being able to tap into your client's inner world and create amazingly gorgeous and powerful emotive images for them. Knowing and understanding the art and science of body language is absolutely key to getting there. I mean, honestly, body language is the key to some seriously powerful stuff, you guys. I need to pause.
Yeah.
Just a shout out to like waterproof makeup and Huda Beauty setting spray. For real? Okay. Just saying. But I want to tell you guys a story about body language. So hopefully that it will help you understand how integral and how it relates to like everything we do. So it was the day after Christmas, and I went to play pool with my daughter and a few of her friends at this local spot that they went to all the time. And I had never been there with them before. So let me preface this story by saying I don't like playing pool. One, and two, my baby girl, she's gorgeous. So we head to the pool spot because I just want to hang out with my girl. And they go and they get the table. So I head over to the bar to grab drinks for our party. And I perch myself up on the bar stool, and I put my elbows on the bar stool, and I put my little chin, like, you know, in my hands. And I'm waiting for the bartender to turn his attention to me. And oh my goodness, when he did, I gotta be honest, I was like more than a little bit smitten because he was darling. And the game was on. The whole twirling of the hair and the looking up through the eyelashes and the cute, sweet voice. And I'm making small talk with him while I'm ordering the drinks. Y'all know what I mean, right? I am throwing off all of the coy and flirtatious body language I got. And he was just soaking it up. So basically our exchange ended in a free round of drinks for our party and him asking me out. So I was kind of like, okay, well, that was nice. So I head back over to our group and I start bragging about the free drinks I got and the invitation that I had to politely decline. And my daughter was like, what? She threw her hands up and she was like, are you kidding me? Like, I've had a crush on that guy forever and he's never asked me out. So she like slams her pool cue down and she marches herself over to the bar and she was like, hey, does this face look familiar to you? Does it maybe look like someone you just asked out? I mean, what's up with that, dude? You just asked my mom out. And I was like, oh dear, uh-oh, here we go. And she was like, I'm here all the time and you've never asked me out. And you know what his response was? I honestly had no idea that you would consider going out with me. And it's because she didn't give off any open, coy, or flirtatious body language because she liked him and she was nervous around him and she was being guarded and not putting off those vibes. And he read it as disinterest. So I don't know, just saying, you know, next time you want to go out with someone, give me a call and I'll help you get that date with them, for sure. I mean, just kidding, just kidding. I want to introduce you to another one of our awesome sponsors, the High Rollers Club. And I really want to thank them for sponsoring our Powerful Posing Bootcamp, which is allowing me to bring you this free education. So with the High Rollers Club, you actually have the power to book your first 10 boudoir photography clients in less than 2 months, and it's really that simple. And not just any 10 clients, but bookings that are going to lead you to an average sale of $2,000 per sale. And this isn't fluff. I've seen this happen over and over and over again with my students who are actually in their course. So if you're starting your boudoir business, or you're just at a place in your business where you want to get your sales up and kind of get a better handle on your business, the High Rollers Club 6-week course is where you're going to learn the foundational lessons to maximize profits and improve your brand. There's no fluff, and let's see if I can get this word right, no philosophizing. This academy has one goal and one goal only, and that is to get you immediate results. So if you're ready to start the business of your dreams, or just take your business up a notch, you should go visit thehighrollersclub.io. I want to thank them again for sponsoring this and allowing me to bring you this free education today. Okay, so now we're going to move into the presentation. The reason I'm sharing this story with you is because the power of emotion and body language is far more compelling than it actually may seem. Body language actually says everything we need to know so beautifully. And that is the power of body language. And becoming a master of the art and science of emotion has allowed me to actually help my students become master photographers and artists that tell gorgeous emotive stories. We've got example after example of students who've had brilliant transformations. So over the years, I've taught hundreds of students, and so many of them share with me that their innermost struggles and fears. And so many of them feel like there's something missing in their work and they're aching to find it. They're fighting imposter syndrome, they're playing the comparison game, and unfortunately, before they come into class, they're losing that game. So simply put, they're lacking the confidence they need to execute beautifully in our medium and create next level art. I imagine that some of you might be feeling this way as well, and it's okay, you're not alone. But so many of my students have become their very own brave and bold, confident, amazing artists that know exactly what they're going to create and exactly how they're going to create it. I know that's something that we all really want to be able to execute and do. We all want that confidence. So I want you to imagine walking into every session, every time, with everyone, every single time, knowing you're going to make magic and you're going to be free of fear and free of anxiety. And I want you to imagine being rooted in confidence, knowing that no matter what's going on, you have the skills you need to create beautiful art and amazing experiences for your clients every single time. You know, yesterday we went through categorical thinking, and this is one of the components of Stripped Down, and it's going to really help you on that path. And we're going to take it up a level too. And again, I want you to imagine knowing that you're so skilled in your craft that your work will stop viewers in their tracks and demand, not ask, but demand that they feel, not just see, the art that you've created. And I want you to know all of this is possible for you, wherever you are in your journey. Whether you're just beginning in photography, or you've had a studio for years but you struggle with this, whether you're a wedding photographer, a portrait photographer, a boudoir photographer, all of this is absolutely possible for you. And the way to make this a reality is leveraging a methodology never seen before. And today, we're going to get down. We're going to go straight to the heart of this method, because I want to pull back the curtain and share with you some of the secret sauce that I teach my Stripped Down students. I want to leave you with an understanding of how to direct for an emotive state, and I want you to be able to use it in your craft, like right away, like today. It'd be awesome if you guys shot today. That'd be amazing. So this is a bit of art class plus evolutionary biology. It really is art class meets seriously nerdy but awesome evolutionary biology. And I even have a formula for you. And the formula to creating next level art is going to be our new equation. It's going to be set plus light plus wardrobe plus props plus pose times body language. And that's what's going to create that next level emotive art for you. And we're going to shift our perspective in a way that's going to lead us to becoming consistently confident and brilliant artists. However, and this is a big however, guys, I need you to understand that if you desire next level work, you need to be open to next level ways of creating art. It's really science and art. We're going to break it down in a way, though, that's going to be simple and easy to follow. And you're going to be able to do this. I believe in you. Each of you can have this. This isn't, you don't have to be a magical unicorn to do this. You just have to put in the work. And I know that you want this or you wouldn't be here. And I know that this really matters to you because you're an artist and you're a creative and you want to do the most beautiful things. You want to create the most beautiful art for your clients and for yourself. I know this because each one of you have chosen to be a boudoir and a portrait photographer. You choose to work in genres that document the most intimate and delicate aspects of our clients' humanity. And I know that you care deeply about the experience and the work that you provide to your clients. I know this because you've shown up and you're looking for growth and you want to flourish. And I totally applaud you for that. So I want you to raise your hand in the comments if you feel like you've ever experienced creating those emotive images and the perfect session for your client. And I hope that there are a lot of hands going up right now. Now, I want you to keep your hand raised if you're able to do this with every client every time. Would you like to be able to do that? The more important question is, would you like to deliver the type of work and experience every single time? The first step is understanding some of the mistakes we're making that are actually keeping us stuck. So let's shine a light on that, okay? So the traps that we fall into, you guys are going to be really familiar with these. Instagram and the scroll of doom, comparing ourselves to other photographers, looking for inspiration, and not really being our true creative selves. And then there's Facebook, and we join those groups and we go in and we look at other people's work and we compare ourselves to others and we ask for advice, and sometimes it's really bad advice, and this could definitely be a trap. And then there's YouTube, another one of those traps. And then we have the problem of posing guides or prompts. And another trap that we fall into is building new sets or wardrobe and lighting, thinking that that's going to get us where we want to be. What we need to understand is it's not imitation that we're going for, it's inspiration. And inspiration, well, it's wonder plus beauty. So we've all been looking in the wrong places. And it's no wonder when it comes to the art of our craft, we're searching for that missing piece because we've been looking in the wrong places. No one's actually told us until now. The answer has been emotive imagery all along. Again, it's that blind spot in education, and it's that undeveloped skill that we all have. The masters know, the dancers, the painters, the sculptors, the models, they all know the secret. And if they're good, they absolutely master it. And you can as well. You're no different than any of them. You're capable of doing this. You just need the right tools and information. So we've not been taught, but we can learn. And we can learn that there's a different way to create. We can build beautiful foundations that allow us to guide and direct with precision and intention. I can't stress enough how important this is. Guiding and directing with precision and intention is everything. Then we layer in all of the gorgeous posing, sets, wardrobe, lighting, and so on. And when we master creating emotive work, we actually become free. And we get to step into our true artistic nature. and a place free of anxiety and mental chaos. The answer to our desire is not an external solution like so many of us think. We think that the posing guides, the Pinterest boards, the comparing ourselves to others, the memorizing the poses, we all think this is the answer. These are all external things, but the answer is not that. The answer is an inward journey that we all need to take as artists. This is something that we have to dig deep and we have to go inward to get there. But I'm going to show you what I mean. Instead of telling you, let me show you. So we're going to look at poses without emotion and then poses with emotion. So our first image, we have, beautiful girl, nice set, good lighting, it's all there. Good wardrobe, hair, makeup's great, it's all good. And it's a typical boudoir pose. And it's okay, it's a pretty picture. And then we add emotion to it by understanding body language. And oh my God, it's just full of life and beauty. And the images just come alive. And we're not just showing our clients a pretty picture of themselves, we're showing them all of the beautiful things inside of them. We're also captivating our viewers. We have another pose without emotion here. It's a pretty enough pose. And then we have our after with emotion. And they're just so much more enchanting and compelling. We feel like we understand what's going on inside of her and we can relate to it. And we feel the same things that she's feeling and it's just beautiful. We have another pose here without emotion. And granted, I could have taken the arm towards the camera and pulled it back so we could see a little bit more of her waist. My bad. But now we move into these emotive images. And this is a great example of even when we're using shadows and we're playing in the shadows, we can still create that beautifully emotive work with body language. It's not always in the face. It can oftentimes be just the body. And I want to show you how my students have actually elevated their work. So these are just some incredibly beautiful images that my students have taken that are full of emotion and full of life that I'm super proud of. I'm incredibly proud of them. And now we're going to talk about Jessica Ray, who's a stripped down alumni. And this is Jessica's before picture, before stripped down. And we have, the typical boudoir pose. We have the pretty lingerie. We have the boudoir makeup. We have all the things going on. And it's a very typical pose that we see within the industry. And this is Jessica after stripped down. I mean, I don't know about you, but these after pictures, it's like the transformation is absolutely phenomenal. And every single one of you can do this. Again, you don't have to be a special, magical little unicorn to do this. You just need to have the knowledge and information, and you need to execute on it. We have another beautiful image by Jessica that captures beautiful body language and an emotive state in such an incredible way. And now we have Tiana, who is one of my 2020 students. And this is her before picture. And this is something very common that we see in the industry right now. This is a trend that we see all over the place. Very typical boudoir pose. And this is before stripped down. And this is after. And this is the kind of stuff that makes my heart sing. This is the kind of stuff that pulls me in and just makes me fall in love with the imagery and compels me to want to be closer and know more and feel what she's feeling. And this is the type of work that your clients are going to love. It's the type of work that's going to set you apart from everyone else. These are also Tiana's after pictures, and they're just gorgeous. And we have another set that's beautiful as well. Just breathtaking. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not sure, it's impossible to unsee the beauty of emotive imagery once you've actually experienced it. The question is, why would you ever want to? Instead, why don't we learn about it? That's what we're here to do today. We're here to learn about it and get ourselves on a path to creating it. Emotion in photography or any work of art is what enables the viewer to connect with the piece. And it's a really important thing to know and understand. It's the emotive nature in your work that really, really compels people and enchants them and brings them in and makes them feel. And that's what we're going for. And we all have the ability to create images that convey emotion. It's not magic or some fleeting moment or chance that we have and we might miss if we're not quick enough about it. Today, I'm revealing one key part of my stripped down method, a science-backed, proven, and repeatable process for connection and emotive images. But to do so, this is a big ask, you must have the willingness to be vulnerable with your subject, to give as much as you're asking for, and you need to lean in. And with that, you'll create spectacular images that your clients and your audience will always connect with. It's gonna be the thing that helps you rise above the fold. We truly all have the ability to control emotive states. We learn the art and science of emotive imagery, and by doing so, we can document the most poignant and beautiful aspects of humanity. We can use this methodology with every client, every time, anywhere, and again, this transcends all the genres. And man, talk about setting yourself apart. So let's do it. We're going to talk about the science of emotion in art. So here are some quick facts about body language that I want you to know. Approximately 2/3 of all human communication is actually nonverbal. And even while speaking, the majority of communication is actually done via body language. And when taking a photo, it would only make sense because we can't speak, right? 100% of what conveys emotion is body language. So you can see how if you knew how to harness the science of body language, it would have a dramatic impact on the creation of your art. So, are you ready to dive deeper? Because I am. So we're going to get nerdy now. We're going to get down to the science of this, and I'm going to explain it to you a little bit further. And this is important stuff to understand, and it'll help give you kind of a base in your knowledge. So we're going to talk about mirror neurons, and they're amazing things. They were actually discovered in the early 1990s by neuroscientist Giacomo Rossellotti with his colleagues at the University of Parma. And mirror neurons are a type of brain cell that respond equally when we perform an action and when we see someone else perform the same action. Basically, we're empathizing with them. And this explains why we learn through mimicry and why we empathize with others. And as humans, we actually respond to the emotive states of others in the same exact way as if we were experiencing it ourselves. And that's, you guys, this is huge. This is so important to know and understand when you're working with your clients. The viewer is going to feel the exact same way as the subject. So if the subject is nervous, holding their breath, they're happy, they're timid, they're bold, they're coy, whatever emotive state they're expressing, your viewer is going to feel exactly the same way when they see the photograph. And this is including your clients. And to drive this idea home even further, there was actually a recent study at UCLA that showed when people see a photograph of an emotive face, they have increased activity in the region of the brain that's called the amygdala, and it activates a cascade of biological systems throughout the entire body. The scientists in this study also saw a robust amygdala response even when they showed participants emotional photographs subliminally. Basically what that means is they showed it to them so fast that a person can't see them, but their subconscious can, and the subconscious actually reacts. This is huge. So we're going to get back to poses without emotion and poses with emotion. So that was a pose without, and here we go. We have the same set, but we've got poses with emotion. and they pull us in and they make us feel, and they do all the things that they're supposed to do because we're using appropriate body language and coaching and directing our clients. So again, we have an image without emotion, and it's fine. It's a pretty boudoir photo. She's a beautiful girl. It's nice. Whatever. But this, oh my goodness, this looks like Sunday morning, and she just rolled over and she is so happy to be laying next to me. I have all the feels when I look at this. And this one too. All of the feels compared to the before image without emotion. So I'm obviously really passionate about this, and I totally geek out, but let's make this super clear. How exactly does this translate to you and your clients? Let's think of this like learning to soar so that we can actually help our clients fly. What does this mean? That you must master the art and science of body language, and you need to lead your clients. So using the stripped down method, hesitant photographers are transformed into recognized industry leaders and artists. Students using this method, they don't blend in any longer. Instead, they're now creating unparalleled art, and I have seen this over and over again. And I want you to experience the power of this too. So I'm going to teach you how to leverage body language right now to unlock an emotion so you can experience this firsthand. So we're going to coach for joy together. Step one is you must know it to show it. You have to know what it looks like and what it feels like. Your vocal intonation is absolutely integral. You cannot coach for happy, joyful, beautiful photos by directing your client to smile. There's a huge disconnect. It's like a schism that happens in the brain when you do that. You want to engage your client, and you want to do it confidently, because if you're not doing confidently, guess what? Your client's going to read your body language and they're not going to be confident either. And what you're going to end up with is a bunch of images that look unsure and a little bit nervous. And you're going to give those hands a job. That's so incredibly important. And you want to keep the body moving naturally when you're coaching for joy. I'm going to do a quick demo with you on how to coach for joy. So we're going to watch that really quick, and then we'll come right back into the presentation. So here we go.
Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do for joy is we're just going to relax our arms, relax those shoulders, take a big deep breath with me, and a big, beautiful, happy smile with me. Good. And then just kind of move your shoulders back and forth. Perfect, perfect. And go ahead and bring your legs together. Perfect. And drop that shoulder down and drop the other shoulder down. And now give me a big happy smile and a little bit of a laugh with me. Good, good, good. And go ahead and put a hand on your hip. Fantastic. And then one hand in your hair and and turn your chin this way. Good. And come back this way and go ahead and just keep moving those shoulders back and forth with that big, beautiful smile. You can play with the bottom of the bodysuit, just kind of pulling at it. And big, happy, big chin up, big, happy smiles. Beautiful. And back down. Fantastic. Okay, so this is the type of body language that you want to demonstrate for your clients and get them moving with you, get them comfortable, use the proper vocal intonation, show them what you want them to express to you. They're not going to give you something that you're not willing to show them. So it's super important that you model what you want to see from them. So Natalia was just kind of following me. Now, that was great for you guys. I hope that you followed along at home. I'm going to do it again because I want to get some shots of this because she looks amazing. So let's get some shots, yeah? Yeah. We're going to start with sitting. So let's put you on a little stool for me. Perch yourself up there for me, darling. So you're going to go ahead and cross that leg over for me. Perfect. And bring the knee up just a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Put this elbow right on the knee and a big, happy, beautiful smile and lean into it. Perfect. Just like that. Good, good, good. You look amazing. Bigger smile. Good job. Gorgeous. And then lean into it and turn your head to me with that big, beautiful, happy smile. Great. Bigger, happy, come on. Now I'm gonna have you stand up. These are darling. I'm gonna have you stand up. Awesome. And we're going to push our hip to the side and then bring that knee in. Beautiful. Oh, Natalia's so good. A little bit taller with that and a big happy smile again. Gorgeous. And we're gonna come in one more time. And then up and then back down. Okay, I'm gonna shoot you as you do that. Ready? We're gonna start from there. 1, 2, 3. Good, and then back down. Beautiful, beautiful. And then straight towards me. This leg out just like this. Perfect. Coming forward with that happy smile. Gorgeous, bigger, happier smile. Beautiful, beautiful, big, beautiful smile. Yes, good. Good. And now legs together again and putting them like this, and then hands in the hair. There we go. Gorgeous again. Chin down just a little bit with that. Beautiful, perfect. And we got it. I'm super happy with those. Yeah, girl.
Here are some examples of joyful poses that you can try as well. So you got to see the demo, but here are some things that you can try also. Another thing that you need to do is you need to practice in a mirror what joy feels like and what the body language looks like. And if you practice this and learn how this feels and looks, you can now truly direct your clients with confidence and not simply tell them to give you a canned response like smile. As soon as you do that, they get all up in their head and they're thinking about what kind of smile, teeth, no teeth, big smile, little smile, like, oh my goodness, it's too overwhelming. But showing them and understanding how it feels and how to direct it, oh my God, it's gonna make all the difference in the world. And always, and I mean always, direct with complete confidence so that you put your client at ease and give them the space to let go and follow. And remember, you're the expert. It's not your client's job to take beautiful photos. It's yours. You know you're drawn to powerful portraits. Every single one of those images has an emotive element that draws you in. And now that you understand that industry-leading photographers are using an emotive approach, how will you elicit emotion from your subject? With a posing guide, prompts, Pinterest boards, TikTok tutorials? No, because none of those sources even begins to decode the complicated and deep human condition. It definitely does not decode it in a way that can be translated to clients. Emotion is the missing piece you've been looking for. And right now, you have a choice. You can continue chasing fleeting moments, hoping a session turns out well, constantly wrestling with self-doubt, or you can be the photographer that owns the damn studio, that's recognized as an artist, and create your vision with absolute confidence. And the great news is that together, we've learned a small step that is actually gonna set you on your path to a new journey. Okay, awesome, we did it. It's time to get into the Q&A. I'm super excited to answer any questions that you guys have of me, and I'm super stoked to interact with you. So we're gonna move into Q&A now.